Good afternoon. I'm going to try to make a video of my procedure and how I make blooms and coasters. So thanks for joining me, and here we go. We'll see how it goes. So I mixed up my resin. It is a 1-to-1 resin, so I have 1 part A, equal parts A and to equal part B. And I don't really do much to it. I just mix it up. I don't wait. I don't sit around or anything like that. But once it's mixed up, what I do is I'm going to pour about 50 mils into this little container here for my white, just to make sure I have enough white. It's probably going to be more than enough, but I like to make sure that I have enough. So I just put that aside, and then I will start by pouring this into my coasters, and I just divide it up equally. There's a little hair into them as equally as I can. I mixed up a total of 320 mils of resin, and then minus the 50 that I just took out for the white. So I just pour it into each one. It takes me a minute because I want to try to get it as even as possible. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. You're not going to really be able to tell. All right, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Now the color scheme that I'm going to be doing today is blues, and I'm making this for my god sister's friend. And so the colors I have, I use these alcohol inks. I'm actually not even sure of the brand, but this is what they look like. And I'm going to be using marine and cerulean and sky blue. So I'm going to start off by putting sky blue. Oops, before I start off, I want to make sure that I go around the edge and get rid of any little bubbles that gather in the corners of the mold, which does happen. So I just kind of take my pointy stick here and come around the edge and kind of nudge them out of the corners so that they don't stick there and leave me little spaces when I unmold. So I have been doing resin for about 1.5 years, and I'm admittedly not the best at it, but I'm finally getting the hang of the blooms. Thank you, Julie, for putting out your videos. They have been immensely helpful and inspirational. I don't think I would have figured it out if I hadn't had your tutorials. So I do it a little bit differently sometimes, but I guess you got to do whatever works best for you and whatever you find works. And so that's what I do. So thankfully, there's not a ton of bubbles here today, so I don't have to get rid of too much. I always, before I mix my resin up, I live in a warm climate, but in the winters it can get kind of chilly. So before I mix my resin up, what I do is I fill a little tub with hot water, and then I put my bottle of resin in a Ziploc bag and put it in the hot water just to kind of warm it up a little bit, because that helps to prevent as many bubbles from forming. And then I do it before I mix it up, because if you do it after you mix it up, it'll start to activate it. And we don't want that, because then it'll activate too quickly. So I think I got that all. I'll do a quick torch. All right. So now I'm going to start with the alcohol inks. I'm going to start off with the sky blue, and we're going to put sky blue in the middle, and we're going to go darker as we go out. So put 3 drops in the middle. This spreads a lot, this particular alcohol ink, which I like because then it really blends the colors together well. All right, and then I'm going to go on to the cerulean. Okay, and then the last one we're going to do is the marine. All right, looks okay. It'll continue to spread out right here, so I'm gonna let that spread out for just a minute, and I'm going to mix up my white. Just kind of take a little torch in there, get rid of the little bubbles from it settling up. And I use Cast and Craft, so I'm gonna shake it up really well. And I'm gonna start off with 3 drops for 50 mils and see how that goes. And then add more if I need to. Okay, I think I want to add 1 more drop to that. You don't want it to be too solid white, but you don't want it to be so see-through that you aren't going to see the petals. So you can still kind of see the stick through it, but it is pretty solid white, not completely solid. All right, so I'm going to set this aside for a couple minutes. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I'm going to come and I like to swirl this ahead of time to kind of give it a little bit of a blend. So I'm going to start in the outside and go in. So I just kind of go like this, like that. Grab a paper towel, and I'm going to do that for all of them. I want to go around this one more time. Try to bring some of that dark in. All right, those look pretty good. All right, I think I'm going to wait about 5 minutes before I pour this out, so I'm going to come right back in about 5 minutes. Alrighty, I'm back. It's been about 5 minutes, and it's kind of hard to tell the difference, but this is feeling warmer on the outside. It's actually getting kind of hot, and then this is staying on the stick a little bit better, and it's a little thicker. Okay, not super thick. I haven't found that I need it to be super thick for it to work, at least the way I do it. I have my little bag set here in my cup, so I'm just going to pour that into the bag. My little piping bag. Piping bags make all the difference. Before, when I used to do it without a piping bag, they never came out consistently the same, and sometimes it was really hit or miss. But thankfully, hopefully, fingers crossed, since I've been doing it this way, they actually have started to come out pretty consistently and really nice. So, all right. So here we go. The cup. I'm going to twist the top. I don't cut it off shorter, only because I might need to open it up or do whatever, and add more or do whatever I got to do. So I've got a bit of an air bubble in there, but that is fine because I'm going to flip this up here and I'm going to cut the tip of it off. I am not going to cut very much off, at least not at first, so I can see how thick it is coming out. And then if I need to cut off some more, I can do that. All right, so I'm gonna just cut the bare tip of it off. Okay, and then I can let some of the air come out the top. Okay, and then I can tighten it some more to make sure that I have good tension here in the bag. All right, and I'm gonna see how it does. I'm gonna put some on this paper towel here and see how it comes out. That's coming out pretty good, pretty thick. So I'm gonna start, I make spirals, and I'm gonna start in the middle and go outward, and try to keep it as consistent as I can. And it's okay if I'm a little shaky because it all ends up coming out together in the end. And it actually, I found that if I'm a little shaky, which I kind of am, it makes the petals a little more wispy. Kind of does cool things there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the others. I have a bit of a trimmer, so it's never gonna be perfectly circular, at least not for me. Okay, I need to twist the bag a little bit because I'm losing my tension there. Okay, I'm gonna knock everything over on my desk. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. I'm going to just stick this over here in this cup to the side in case I need to add more, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, so the next step of what I do is, in order to form the petals from this, I need to bring things in. So I usually go inwards. Sometimes I'll go out, but usually I go from the outside in. And you don't want to go to the bottom so you're scraping your mold. You just want to go through the white at the top. So I just go like that, wipe it off. Okay. Okay, and then when I'm done at the end, I'm just gonna do a little swirl there, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for the rest of these. Okay, and then a little swirl. Time to get a new paper towel. Here we go. Swirl. Okay, last one. I don't know if you can see, but it's already starting to bloom. I will bring the camera down closer as soon as I finish this one so that maybe you can get a better look. Okay, swirl. All right, those look pretty good. I am going to just do a little quick torch. Make sure that everything has no bubbles on the top. Okay. You can see a little bit of the alcohol kind of at the top, rising up to the top, but this is the back side, so it won't really matter. And if it was the front side, you could go over with a clear after it cures. So I'm gonna pause for just a second and bring the camera down so you can see, because it is already blooming. I can see it already. All right, so I'm bringing you down. I don't know if you can tell, but it's already starting to bloom. Each of them is. It happens pretty fast and it'll continue to bloom. Sorry about the glare there. For the next bit. But it's looking really good. I'm really excited to see how these turn out. So I will come back for the unmolding tomorrow. All right, hello. It is the next day. It's actually been just about 24 hours. I had to go to work this morning, so I wasn't able to unmold these right away for you this morning. But here we go. Let's see how they came out. I love the unmolding process. Let's see what we got. Ooh, oh, that came out so nice. Got the nice swirl in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see. I need to get a dark paper to put underneath there. I'll go do that in a minute. But as you can see the nice petals, and I especially love the swirl there. That one looks awesome. Here we go. Let's try another one. All right. Oh, that one looks gorgeous too. See the swirl, the petals. The petals, some of them look darker because of the way the white picked up the color, which I like how it is dark towards the middle and gets lighter as it goes out. And here we go, another one. I mean, they're all pretty much going to be close to the same, but it's still like Christmas, right? Awesome. I love how these came out. Very, very cool. One more. Here we go. And sweet. I'm so excited. I made these for a family member who ordered them, so hopefully They will love them. I'm gonna go put this on pause for a minute while I go run and try to find something dark to put in the back so we can see it a little bit better. All right, I'm back. I could not find any paper, black paper, but what I did find is this nice black binder. So we will just put them on here and see how they look. Hopefully this does not reflect too much on the coasters. But I really like the way these turned out. They, you can see this one has a lot of white. The white actually is really showing up really well in this one. I think that's probably my favorite. Although I really like this one too. It's really hard to tell. I think they came out gorgeous. I will bring you down here so you can see a little closer. Oh, there is a glare. Sorry about that. Let's see what I can do here. All right, so this is a little closer. Looking at the coasters. And you can see the really good detail on that one. All the different petals and the swirl. And let's try to turn that one down. That one's got a little bit of a glare too, but I need to get a better lighting set up. Anyway, I'm really pleased at how these turned out. I'm hoping that my family friend will like them also. Let me know what you think. I'll take feedback if you've got any, if you're wanting to give any. Otherwise, I'm really, really happy at how these came out. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed.